It's not one thought. It's all of them, arriving at once, uninvited, layering on top of each other until the quiet you were hoping for has been replaced by a noise that lives entirely inside your own head. You've tried to stop it. Tried to breathe through it, sleep through it, pray through it. And it keeps going, the replay, the worry, the conversations that haven't happened yet, the ones you wish you could undo. If your mind won't give you peace tonight, you don't have to fight it alone anymore. Stay here. Let something quieter begin. You know the feeling of lying down and not being able to arrive. Your body is still. The room is dark. Every external condition for rest is in place, and yet your mind has opened 17 tabs simultaneously and is running all of them at full volume. The thing you said 3 days ago that you shouldn't have said. The email you haven't answered. The conversation that is coming and you don't know how to have. The decision you can't make because every option leads somewhere uncertain. The fear you dressed up as planning. The grief you dressed up as problem solving. All of it, circling. And the more you try to stop it, the louder it gets. Because the trying is just more thinking. Another layer of noise on top of the noise. Now you're thinking about the fact that you can't stop thinking. Now you're anxious about the anxiety. Now you're replaying the replay. The loop closes tighter around itself, and there is no obvious exit, and the clock says a time that makes everything feel worse. You've heard the advice. Deep breaths. Gratitude lists. Put the phone down. Count backward from 100. And maybe some of those things work, some of the time, for some people. But tonight, right now, none of it is reaching the place where the noise actually lives. Because the noise isn't a surface problem. It isn't fixed by technique. It lives somewhere deeper than strategy can reach. What you're experiencing is not a malfunction. It is a mind that has been given too much to carry with nowhere to put it. A mind that has not been given permission to stop, by the world, by your responsibilities, by the version of yourself that believes it must stay alert at all times, must anticipate every threat, must never fully rest in case something requires your attention while you're not looking. You have been awake inside yourself for a very long time. And you are so tired, not just of the thoughts, of the effort of having them, of the weight of a mind that will not let you be still, in a life that keeps demanding more from the stillness than it has left to give. You are not weak for being here. You are exhausted. And exhaustion brought you exactly where you needed to come. Here is something worth noticing. Underdog all the noise, something in you reached for this. Not the thoughts, they would have kept going on their own. Something beneath the thoughts. Something quieter than the loop, older than the anxiety, more patient than the worry. Something that said, in the middle of all that noise, there is another way to be in this. And followed that toward here. That something is still in you. It has been in you this entire time, underneath everything the mind has been doing. And it is not loud. It does not compete with the noise. It simply exists, steady, unhurried, waiting for the moment when you were tired enough of the noise to notice it. Zephaniah 3 verse 17 holds something I want you to let land slowly tonight. The Lord your God is with you, the mighty warrior who saves. He will take great delight in you. In his love he will no longer rebuke you, but will quiet you with his love. Quiet you with his love. Not instruct you into stillness. Not demand that you stop. Not give you a technique for managing the noise from a careful distance. Quiet you with love. The way you would quiet a child who has been crying too long and too hard and has finally exhausted themselves into the kind of tears that are almost silence, by simply being present, by being steady, by being something larger and calmer than the thing that has been overwhelming them. The noise in your head is real, and there is something larger than the noise. Not louder, larger, and it is already in the room with you. It has been here this whole time, waiting for the moment you stopped fighting the noise long enough to feel it. There is a woman in the Bible whose mind was not her own. Her name was Mary, Mary Magdalene. And the few words the text uses to describe what she carried before she met Jesus are simple and devastating. She had 7 demons. Whatever that means in the full complexity of its ancient context, this much is clear. Her interior life was not a place of peace. Her mind was occupied, inhabited by something that was not her, something relentless, something that would not quiet, something that had taken up residence in the space where rest should have been. We don't have her testimony of what those years were like. We don't have her account of what it felt like to live inside a mind that was not fully hers. But we can imagine, and you, perhaps, can imagine more specifically than most, what it is to have your inner world be a place you cannot fully inhabit. To reach for stillness and find something else there instead. And then she met Jesus. The text doesn't record a long process. It doesn't describe the steps or the timeline or the technique. It simply says that out of her, 7 demons went. That what had occupied the space was removed. That her mind, her own mind, the one she had perhaps not fully lived inside for a very long time, was returned to her. What happened next is the part I want you to stay with. She followed him. Not out of obligation. Not as a transaction, you healed me, so now I owe you service. Out of something that looks, in the text, unmistakably like devotion. Like a person who has been given back something they didn't know they could have, and cannot imagine going back to the way it was before. She was there at the cross when almost everyone else had gone. She was there at the tomb in the early morning when it was still dark. She was the first to arrive. The first to see. The first to hear her name spoken by the one she thought she had lost. Mary. One word. Her name. And she knew. You don't have to imagine what it means to have a mind that has been too loud for too long. You already know what it is to reach for rest and find noise instead. To want to be still and be unable to locate the stillness. Mary Magdalene knew a version of that, and she found the one whose presence was larger than what had been occupying her. Who did not manage the noise from a distance but entered the occupied space and cleared it. The same one who spoke her name in the garden at dawn knows yours. And he is not put off by the noise your mind is making tonight. He has entered louder rooms than this. A mind that won't stop is not a broken mind. It is an unguarded mind, one that has been left to process alone what was never meant to be processed alone. The human mind was not designed to be the final holding place for everything. It was designed to think, to plan, to create, to connect, and then to release. To hand off. To rest in the trust that not everything depends on its constant vigilance. That the world will continue to exist in the moments when it stops monitoring everything. But somewhere along the way, in the accumulation of responsibilities, in the training of anxiety, in the experience of things going wrong at exactly the moments you weren't paying attention, your mind decided that rest was a risk it couldn't afford. And it has been paying the cost of that decision ever since. What your mind needs is not a better technique. It needs permission. Permission to stop. Permission to hand off the weight of everything it has been carrying to something larger than itself. Permission to acknowledge that vigilance, however well-intentioned, has limits, and that what lives beyond those limits is not chaos, but care. Mary Magdalene's mind was returned to her not through effort but through encounter. Something entered her situation that was larger than what had been occupying it. And the occupation ended. You cannot think your way to stillness. You cannot manage the noise into silence. But you can encounter something larger than the noise. And that encounter is available to you right now, not through technique, but through the simple, quiet act of turning toward it. Let's slow down. Not to silence the mind by force. You've been trying that, and force doesn't work here. Instead, let's try something smaller and stranger. Let's stop fighting it. For just this moment, don't try to stop the thoughts. Don't push them away. Don't evaluate them or follow them or give them more energy than they already have. Just notice them. The way you'd notice traffic from a window. Present, real, moving, but not requiring you to step into the road. You are not your thoughts. You are the one watching them. Begin with your breath. Inhale slowly, and as you do, Imagine the breath moving beneath the noise. Not through it, not above it, beneath it. To a place in your body that the thoughts haven't reached yet. Let the exhale be long. Longer than feels natural. Let it be the body's way of saying, I am releasing something. Now, without trying to empty your mind, try this. Place one thought on the exhale. Not all of them. 1. Let the breath carry it out of the room for a moment. Just one. That is enough. Philippians 4 verse 7 was not written as a technique, it was written as a promise. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. Guard your minds. Not still your minds by your own effort. Guard them from the outside. The way a soldier stands watch so that the person inside can finally sleep. You don't have to achieve peace tonight. You only have to let peace stand guard while you rest. That is not your job. That was never your job. Close your eyes if you can. And if the thoughts are still running, let them run. Don't try to stop them for this. Just let them exist in the background while something else comes forward. Something quieter. Something that has been waiting patiently beneath all the noise for exactly this moment. I don't want to pray right now, but I'm here. That's the most honest thing I can offer tonight. My mind is loud and my body is tired, and I've been trying to get here for longer than I want to admit. I kept putting it off. One more scroll, one more distraction, one more lap around the same thoughts I've already been around 100 times today. But I'm here now. Late and tired and not sure I have the words. So I'm starting there. God, my mind won't stop. It's not one thing, it's everything. It's the worry about tomorrow wearing the costume of planning. It's the regret about last week pretending to be reflection. It's the fear that things are not okay dressed up as vigilance. And I am so tired of hosting all of it. So tired of the noise that lives in a place no one else can hear. You can hear it. Every loop. Every replay. Every 3 a.m. thought that arrived without invitation and stayed without permission. You hear all of it, and you are not overwhelmed by it. You are not drowned out by it. You are larger than every thought I've had tonight, and you are still here, still present, still the same steady thing you were before the noise started. Let me feel that largeness. Even slightly. Even 1 degree quieter than I was a moment ago. I think of Mary, of what it must have cost her to live inside a mind that was occupied. And I think of the moment it wasn't anymore. Of what it must have felt like to have the space returned to her. To be able to inhabit herself again. I want that. Not a dramatic deliverance. Just quieter. Just enough stillness to sleep. Just enough peace to stop monitoring everything for one night and trust that the world will still be there in the morning, held by something more reliable than my vigilance. Quiet me with your love. Not with answers. I don't need all the answers tonight. Not with solutions. The problems can wait until morning. Just with love. The kind that doesn't require me to be still before it arrives. The kind that meets me in the noise and doesn't ask me to perform calm I don't have. Stand guard over my mind tonight. Let me stop being the soldier and let you be. Let me lay down the watch I've been keeping, over my own life, over everyone I love, over every outcome I've been gripping with both hands, and let you hold it while I rest. I am so tired. Let me rest. Amen. Soft pause. 3 full seconds. The silence of someone who has finally stopped. The noise may not be completely gone. That's okay. This was never about achieving perfect silence. It was about finding something inside the noise, something quieter and steadier and more patient than the loop, and letting that be what you rest against tonight. Not the absence of the thoughts, the presence of something larger than them. Mary Magdalene didn't just receive stillness. She received herself back. The space that had been occupied was returned to her, and she filled it with something she chose. Devotion. Presence. The willingness to stay close to the one who had made room in her again. You may not feel entirely different than when you arrived here tonight. But something has shifted, even slightly, even below the level of what you can currently detect. You turned towards something quieter. You let yourself be here, in the noise, without fighting it for a few minutes. You brought the honest thing. That is not nothing. That is, in its own quiet way, an act of extraordinary trust. Come back tomorrow night. and the night after. Let this become the rhythm that interrupts the loop, not by force, but by practice. By the slow, repeated choice to turn towards something larger than the noise before the noise gets to decide how the night ends. And if someone you know is lying awake tonight, mind running, nowhere to put it, too tired to sleep and too wired to rest, send this to them. No explanation needed. Just, I thought of you. I found something that helped me stop fighting it for a few minutes. Maybe it'll help you too. Sometimes that is everything. The noise in your head was never louder than the voice that knows your name.